Girl, I don't know what kind of scenario you're trying to establish, but this is like not cool for me. It's not exciting. It's not tea. It's not drama. It's too much.
Mia, Mia, Mia. All money is not good money. We're here to discuss the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9. This is Episode 8. Now, this episode opens up and it's 3 days until Karen's court date. And we have a GNA event for the National Brain Tumor Association. Now, as we know, GNA has did like a fusion thing where they're not just doing athleisure wear anymore. They're actually doing health and wellness, because of, Giselle's father dying from a brain tumor. She decided to focus more on, that cause. So Mia arrives first to the event, and Giselle is letting her know that they have different vendors there that's giving out food. And Mia's asking for mimosas. Mia, this is a health and wellness event, honey. Like, there's no alcohol. Giselle let her know that it was no alcohol. Like, girl. So Giselle also lets the girls know that Karen will not be making it, and she lets us know that Karen got a lot going on right now. Her court date coming up. Karen needs to be home and, got some things to figure out. So now, Wendy is saying how she still doesn't know what's going on because this fusion thing, she not getting it. She's like, I went to the runway show and that didn't answer any questions. I still didn't have any clarity. And she was like, the only thing that was good was the crab legs. And she's like, now we're working out on rooftops. Like, what's going on? Mind you, they showed a flashback of when she was eating the crab sticks at the fashion show, and they did look good. But she like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, we doing runway shows, now we're working out on rooftops. Like, what is this? She still doesn't understand what GNA is all about. And many of us don't. So we were chewing at Miss Dr. Wendy Steffo. So now they do a workout. They do a little workout routine. And then they have a performance by Miss Ashley Darby. She was doing her little EDM song that she did recently, the Healing and Thriving. And baby, need I say more? Stacey was throwing shade. Stacey was like, wow, Ashley's singing is like my dancing. We all know Stacey can't dance. So she was like, you know what? But it takes a lot of effort to put forth to be able to stand and sing that song in front of all these people. And she said, I wrote it down. She was like, she put forth a lot of effort. She put forth such an effort to hit those notes. But yeah, Ashley sounded a hot mess, girl. So now, Mia feels, after the performance, they're talking, and Mia decides to fill the ladies in on the drama that happened at the end of last episode with Gordon and Ink. So she's telling them how Gordon caught him an adulterer and was spilling her tea about having an abortion and all that. So as she's telling the story, the girls is gagging, but Mia, Miss Giselle, and Ashley GNA, they're not entertained at all. They are not. Ashley is saying, like, this is a little too much for me. Like, at this point, like, this is going a little too far. And Giselle, like, this is not tea. This is not shade. This is not drama. This is, like, I'm not with this. Like, this is not fun. I'm not feeling this at all. So now, they're over it. So she lets the ladies know that Ink said that if he's such a trigger for Gordon, then he'll just remove himself. So now, we see it's the day of Karen's court appearance. So she's getting ready. She's making her some coffee. Ray comes down. He gets some coffee as well. They're having small talk, and then the lawyer arrives. And the lawyer is telling Karen, like, no matter what, make sure you stay by me at all times. Do not leave my side. So you see them get in the car and they're going to court. And Karen is saying how she cannot wait for all this to be over so that she can finally speak her piece and tell her side of things. And she said it. She was like, I just want to tell my truth about the accusations put forth about me. And this is where I get kind of confused with you, Karen, because it's like she's saying the accusations as if she wasn't drunk drama. Like the way Karen is talking is like this trial is all about proving guilt or innocence, and I guess that's probably what it is about. But she's talking as if there's a chance that the verdict is gonna come back. Oh no, she wasn't drinking and driving. Oh no, the breathalyzer she took was wrong. There was some type of error. I don't know what she think is gonna come out of this, but she keeps talking as if there's a chance that this was all a mistake and she never had a DUI. So it's like, I don't know why she keeps saying accusations. So that I guess that's why a lot of people are saying she's not taking accountability, because it's like, girl, what do you mean accusations? You were drinking and driving. I thought we were just trying to figure out what your punishment was going to be, not trying to determine if you were drinking or driving or not. So anyway, they show as she's in court, because you know they can't show them in the actual courtroom. So they show Kiana, she's meeting up with Mia at Hotel Hive. So now that's Kiana, she orders her a frozen margarita and a dirty bird with no cheese. And we find out that she's allergic to cheese. I'm not sure if she said she's allergic to dairy or just cheese, but I was like, that's weird. And Mia ordered a regular margarita, I believe. So now Mia's asking her, like, girl, what's tea with Karen? And Kiana is like, she's trying to wait. She wants to wait for the other ladies to arrive before she gives them the update. So now Giselle arrives. No, sorry, Stacy arrives first. And Stacy is saying how even though she can't be there with Karen, she can still support her from afar. Then Giselle arrives, and then Wendy. So they start to discuss and talk about Wendy's upcoming 40th birthday party. And Wendy is letting us know how she's nervous that everything is going to work out. And she's really hoping that Eddie's family, shows up for him. So she's, concerned about that. So now Giselle lets the girls know that Ashley cannot make it because she's currently at a photo shoot. So now that all the girls are there, Kiana fills them in on what's going on. So she lets them know that she spoke to Karen, I guess, and that the trial has been adjourned. So nothing really happened today. She has to go back at a later date. So now, as she's telling them that, they're showing Karen, she's coming home from court. She gets home from court with her lawyer and Ray, and she's like, she's tired, and they're letting us know how the case has been adjourned until September, which is 4 months, because this was happening in May. I said that because remember I was trying to, when Ashley was talking about doing her mediation, and she was saying something about she should be signing papers by July, and I was like, wait a minute, when is this? And then I was like, it had to be like May, June, because they was doing something in the backyard. And I know, like, Virginia gets cold. So it had to be, like, May, June. So, yeah, this was around May. This was May because he said in 4 months, and the court date was in September. So he was like, this gives us time to work on our defense. And I guess they're still going with this. We're trying to beat this charge. So I do know the court case in September came and went because we're in November now. I do know they had a court case where she was trying to get something dismissed, some type of evidence dismissed or something, like maybe they didn't read her rights. She was trying to get something dismissed on a technicality, and the judge was like, no ma'am, this evidence will be entered into our case, okay? So yes, no go, Karen. So I guess that's what happened. We still haven't found out the total results, if there will be any type of penalties or punishment for Karen, or if she will be exonerated, as she's alluding to. Okay, so now back at Hotel Hive, the ladies are noticing how Karen is losing weight, and she's been saying how she isn't getting no sleep. So they all saying that they just want to be there for her. And I meant to say earlier too, when they had that little event at GNA, the little workout session, at the end of all that, when Mia told them to tell about Gordon and all that, they did do a little prayer for Karen. Like, they did a little prayer. Giselle was like, I'm going to throw my first lady hat on. And they did a little prayer wishing the best for Karen. And, you know, they want the best for her. They don't want her to be, you know, they want her to be free and not in jail. So Giselle is saying how she really wants to be there for Karen or whatever. And Wendy is saying how if the verdict comes back guilty, that changes things because it's going to have her looking at Karen sideways like, oh, wow, like you put other people at risk. That's kind of crazy. So we know where Wendy's going to stand when this is all said and done. So now they try to call Karen, but she doesn't pick up. Now, as Giselle is calling her, Mia is in the background singing. Mia is like, oh, make sure she's not drunk. Mia, why are you throwing shade? Why do you keep throwing shade at this lady on camera? Like, you really is, like, trying to take Karen down. Like, what is your problem? Worry about your love and hip-hop relationship. But anyway, so Stacey's like, oh, when Karen doesn't even drink. Like, she doesn't never drink. Like, she doesn't drink at all. And Wendy is like, Mia is like, yeah, and I don't have sex. So now when Stacey is like, catches the joke and she's like, oh, so that means Karen is a full-blown alcoholic. So they start laughing. And Wendy is looking like, well, I do not find that funny, okay? So now, the next scene is Ashley with her kids. We're going to breeze through this scene because y'all already know how I feel about Miss Darby. So her cousins, her aunt, cousin, and uncle arrived. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real. As they came in and they was talking to her, like I went to go get a donut. And the donut was really good. So like I had a moment with her. So I wasn't really paying attention to the scene. I do know eventually her mother got there, arrived. And they were talking about, like, her divorce and all of that. And she was saying how she's scared and all this. And I know her sons was sitting on top of the kitchen island as they was talking. And I'm like, why are they on top of the island like that? Like, suppose one of them was to fall. Like, that's weird. I don't know. It's like, I ain't gonna front. Every time I see Ashley with her sons, one of them is doing something, climbing on top of something. I know boys will be boys, but mothers need to be mothers too, okay? So now, I do know that we find out that Ashley's birthday is actually the day of Mia's birthday party, so she feel away like, she's like, I'm gonna be celebrating Wendy on the day I was born. Whatever. So now, I know she tells the family that she finally had her first day of mediation. Moving right along, and next scene, it's time for Love and Hip Hop, y'all. Okay, so Mia is going to pick up Ink from the airport. So she is on the phone with Jacqueline as she's on the way, and Jacqueline is like, yeah, like gassing her head up and all that. And so she goes to pick him up, and when mind you, the cameraman is asking her, like, what happened? I thought y'all was taking a pause. And of course, that was never going to happen. So she goes to pick him up. So she sees him and she's excited to see him. So she's all like, she looks all doofy because he's mad short and she's jumping in his arms. And I'm just like, you know what? Who am I to judge? Okay, if they love each other, love is love. Okay? For real. Love doesn't look any specific way. But to me, I just don't see them as a couple. I guess because I know what the relationship is based off of. And I'm just like, I don't see it for them. I don't. Call me a hater. I guess I am. Oh, well. So now they're talking. And they're saying how Ink is like hot and cold. Like he's back and forth. How like 1 minute he'd be like flipping out like he was last episode. And then the next minute everything is all good. And they're like, you know, that's a pattern with him. So now they show a flashback of last year at the reunion when Andy was asking Gordon like, how's the relationship with him and Ink? And Gordon was like, oh, we get along. So now we find out that after that whole confrontation last week after that whole Love and Hip Hop scene we had last episode. At the end of the episode, when Gordon went off and was like calling them adulterers and spilling teas about abortions and saying I ain't doing nothing to help y'all support this relationship. I'm not recording with him. After all that, later on that night, Mia and Gordon Inc. and the kids was up at the pool because remember they live in the same building. Gordon comes up to the pool and now they all like taking shots, chilly chill. Like, huh? What? What is going on here? For real, what really is going on here? Do y'all have some type of agreement that we're going to make this whole storyline up? I don't know what's going on. Was this a storyline before the show even started? So anyway, they're talking and they're like, Ink is saying how he wish he was older, but he not, so it's not much he can say or do. And then he got the nerve to fix his lips to call Gordon Grandpa. Mind you, Mia's laughing. She's like, did you just call him Grandpa? But she's laughing and giggling. And I'm just like, the disrespect, Mia. Like, seriously, like, it really is no limit for you, girl. Like, how you got this man sitting up here disrespecting your husband, the father of your children, on national television, calling him Grandpa? Yeah, I know he's older, but that's disrespectful. Don't do that. Don't do that. He should respect Gordon. But anyway, that's enough of that scene. Next scene, we have Wendy and Eddie. They're doing a walkthrough for her party. So now they're trying to figure out the boat situation because she's supposed to do a grand boat entrance, but where the boat has to enter and dock at, it's like a bunch of rocks and stuff there. So she's like, how am I going to get up there in my heels and stuff? So now they like, we're going to have to figure that out. So now as the party is getting started a little later, you see Mia and Ink was the first to arrive from the cast. So then Kay and Greg, followed by Karen and Ray. And I noticed when they got there, Ray went to go, Karen asked Ray, like, are you going to go get a drink? And he went and he got a drink, but Karen did not. I noticed that, and I'm like, Karen, I'm noticing you, girl. I'm watching you. I got my eye on you, girl, okay? And I'm noticing Karen has not been taking no drinks this season at all. She's like, she's committing to this, like, I am not drinking on camera. I'm not doing nothing to compromise my case on camera. And girl, be smart, okay? So now, TJ and Stacy arrive. And we find out Eddie's family is there. At least his siblings made it. His 2 sisters and their husbands. So that's good. Some of his family did make it. And I was so happy to see that. Because I was really like looking like, where's his family? So now Giselle arrives. And after her, Ashley arrives with a friend. And Wendy has a friend there. Some tall, good-looking guy. And he's all on Ashley's body. He's introducing himself to her. And it looks like there's some type of attraction there. So we're going to get back to him later. So now the ladies are complimenting Karen, telling her how she looked cute when she went to court. She looked fab. She did. She looked fabulous when she went to court. And Mia is like, oh, Karen needs to just stop fronting and just tell the truth and stop with this whole charade. And I'm like, Mia, why are you trying so hard to get this woman to admit to something on camera? It's like literally Mia came here with an end goal this season. And it's like Mia's working with the prosecution or something. And she agreed that she's going to get Karen to confess to something or to say something on camera that's going to incriminate her because she is working overtime. Like, she really wants Karen to slip up on camera. And I don't trust people like that. I do not trust Mia. I really hope this is her last season because I'm done. Anyway. Oh, girl, she made me lose my spit. So now, Jacqueline and Patrick arrive. And Jassy arrives after them. Jacqueline and Patrick, her PP. The one that had the 25 charges. Okay, so now Mia spots Wendy's mom and she goes to approach her so they can have a little chit chat. So she goes to approach her like, hey, hi, you remember me? We have some not nice things to say to each other online. So Wendy's mother's like, oh yes, I remember you. Hi, I keep you in my prayers for once. It's something about Wendy's mother. Like, she's a little off-putting, but at the same time, it's like you trying to get her and understand her, so it's kind of funny in a way. So now they start to talk. So Wendy's mom invites Mia to have a seat, and they sit down and they're talking. And Mia's like, they're starting to talk about their little Twitter beef they had when they was going back on Twitter. And Wendy's mom was like, oh yeah, when you threw the drink on my daughter, I was mad. So I remember at that time, Wendy's mother was like going in, bashing Mia on Twitter. So then she also brought up how the time when the bird was flying by, when I think they was in London, I forgot they was somewhere, and the bird flew by. Or maybe they was down in Texas, I think. But the bird flew by, and Mia was like, is that your mom, to Wendy? And they showed the flashback. So Mia does apologize, and Wendy's mother is like, I'm not a witch. I'm a child of God. I do not fly. So Mia in her confessional is saying how whatever curse Wendy's mother put on her, skipped her, and it hit Gordon instead. So Wendy's mom and Mia do make nice, and that's the end of that. So now Stacy goes to check up on Jassy, and as she's going to talk to her, the same guy, Wendy's friend, the same friend that was all on Ashley's body, he's walking by Stacy, and he's all brushing by, like, excuse me. So even Jassy noticed this, so Jassy's like, he was all up on you. Like, And Stacy was like, yeah, I know. So she's like, where is TJ? And Stacy like, yeah, where is my best friend? So they show TJ, he's over there talking to Ray about computers back in the 70s or something like that. So now Ashley asks Karen about her case, and Ray goes to say something. He was like, all we can say, and Karen is like, we can't say anything. She shut him down real quick before he could say anything. So now it's time for Wendy's boat entrance. So the boat is coming, and it's a cute, I think it was a Benz boat. I think it was a Mercedes type of little, it looked like a Mercedes car, a little, those little toy cars that the kids get for the car, but it was a boat version of a car, but like, it was on water. So she come in and they doing circles and all that. So the girls is like, all right, when does she enter? Because she was doing it for mad long. It was pretty much a fail because it was like you was on a boat for mad long, spinning around, and everybody's like, all right, where's she coming in at? And then she never came. She was still going for mad long. So it was like, all right, did you just want us to see you on a boat? Like, that didn't work out. So now back in the party or whatever, Ashley is telling Stacy how she has a drag king performance coming up. And Stacy's like, what's the difference between a drag queen and a drag king? And I'm like, Stacy, girl, if you know what a drag queen is, then a drag queen would just be the opposite. Like, use your common sense. You can't be that ditzy, Stacy. So now, I noticed also, Mia is much taller than Ink, like a lot taller than him, because when she went to go kiss him, she always knelt down and crouched over, like, I was like, oh, girl, I don't know. But yeah. So now, Giselle is saying how she's over Mia because she obviously saw the post of them having a good old time by the pool with Gordon after Mia said that Gordon allegedly went off on him, and Ink allegedly said he was going to remove himself and all that. So she's just over it. She's like, I'm over this. I don't got time for Mia and her games. Like, it's one thing. If it's versus this, then it's that. I'm good. I'm good on her. So now, I heard somebody was asking Wendy's mom if Eddie's sister had spoke to her, and she was like, no, they didn't speak to me. So I'm like, girl, y'all still like holding on to a grudge? Like, say hi to the lady. Damn, y'all at her daughter event, like, relax. So I guess the beef stemmed from Wendy's mother. I really want to know what's the real tea with that, because there's more to the story Wendy ain't telling us, girl. We need to get the real tea, okay? Do we need to go to Nigeria to get that tea? So now they're at the table they go to sit down to eat. Everybody has assigned seats. So we see Stacy is asking Ray if he ever heard of a drag king, and he's like, no. So she's like, Ashley, see, I asked right, and he said he never heard of a drag king either. So Ashley in her confessional, she's like, Stacey's lacking flavor, and she's like, we're both. I forgot the term she used, but I guess that's a term to describe. I don't know if Stacey is mixed or not, but I guess she was trying to say they're both parents of biracial kids and how they're both married to foreign men. But she said, but Stacey is lacking flavor and she needs that. Like, she needs to get her lips wet. Both sets. That was a cute little one. That was a cute little one-liner. I give that to you, Ashley. All right. You ain't getting on my nerves so much this episode, except for when they tried to show me a scene with you and your family, girl, and I had to go get my donut, and it still wasn't over. So after that, I went in there and I did something. I went to go make sure my brows was good. So now, Wendy finally makes her entrance. Well, before she actually makes her entrance, Stacey is going to check on TJ, and she's like, hey, how you doing? And TJ's like, oh, now you checking on me? Like, oh, now you noticing I'm here? Like, you was paying me no mind this whole time, and now you want to pay me some attention? So he's like turning up on her, making a scene. So she's like, TJ, what happened? Calm down. Trying to like grab his arm, and he's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I was like, what in the Walter and King and Moore is going on here? Like, he was really making a scene. All right, I wouldn't say making a scene because it's not like the whole table heard him. But whoever was sitting in that immediate area of where they were sitting, definitely, it was a scene being made. Like, he was doing the most. And I was like, oh, Stacey, what is going on? He's getting crazy, turning up on you, and he not giving you no dick? Bro. He got to go. So Ashley is peeping it, and she's like, what is going on? Like, she's like, last time I checked, I'm calling the man Walter. She's like, last time I checked, TJ is not Stacey's father. And Ashley, what the hell did you have on your head in that confessional? Girl, that wig was what in the Party City, Timu? What the hell you had on your head, girl? So now Wendy finally makes her entrance. She says a few words. She's singing, she's happy to be 40. Here's to 40 and 40 more. She's taking pictures with Eddie and his family. They're happy. She's happy that they made it. So now we find out that the guy that was all on Ashley's body, that was all brushing past Stacey, his name is Gianni. And they show a flashback because Giselle was saying how he was asking him, was he carrying Ashley? And they show a flashback of earlier. He was carrying her like across the sand, I guess because she had her heels. And he was like, I'm not that kind of guy or something. So you see Giselle in her confessional. She like, Gianni, it was just all in everybody's face, talking to everybody, honey. She was like, I'm going to tell Ashley, we're going to leave him in the streets, okay? And it was given, because I was seeing him throughout the whole party and everybody's face talking. It was like he was making sure he got some camera time. He was like, y'all want to notice me, honey? Y'all going to have to he was like, bitch, y'all going to put me on the next Love Island, Temptation Island, Love is Blind. Y'all going to put me on one of those shows, okay? The Queen's Court. He was trying out for something, okay? So now the ladies sit to chat after they eat, and that's when Giselle confronts Mia about the whole what's going on. She like, Mia, the other day at my GNA event, you coming here, you telling us how Gordon went off on y'all, called y'all adulterers, and how Ink told you how he gonna remove himself because he's a trigger for Gordon. And now I look on Instagram and I see y'all partying, turning up, having a good time in the pool, taking shots and all of this. Like, what is going on? So you see the girls, Jassy is gagging. Here goes Stacey. Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, what? So now Giselle is like, you know what? Like, when it comes to Wendy, like, it's always a lie. She lied about the cancer. She lied about something about her body getting something down her pussy. She was like, it's to a point where I can't believe nothing that she says. And even actually in her confessional was like, I'm trying to be supportive for Mia and be there for her, but like, it's kind of hard. What she said it's kind of hard to sympathize. And I agree. It's like, girl, like, this is too messy. I cannot support you or defend you on this. It's messy. And as your friend, I'm going to let you know, girl, this is a mess. Anyway, the fathers, yeah, so now as they're talking, Mia proceeds to say she wants the fathers of her children to get along. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what she said. Mm-hmm. Girl, so yeah, the girls is gagging. They're like, what? So Giselle's like, the fathers? Stacy's like, wait a minute, I thought Gordon was the father. And that's how the episode ended. Mia, I don't know what is going on, but if this is like, I think you're just doing too much for a check and to like keep the story. I think you're just doing too much to keep this job. It's like the network has allowed you to bring your husband, your boyfriend, your best friend, your homegirls. One episode was all about you and your homegirls. It's like, girl, you was determined to bring you and all your peoples on the show and get a check, and you're going to do what it takes to keep this motherfucking buck going. But I really think Mia has declassed the show. It is no longer Real Housewives. I feel like it is Love and Hip Hop. And I'm just over her. I'm over the storyline. Like Giselle said, this is not tea. This is not shade. This is not fun. This is not cute. At this point, we just over it, girl. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this episode in the comments. The episode was a pretty good episode. It was cute. It was pretty good. That's all I can say about it. But yes, what can I say was my favorite part of the episode? Was probably, I don't even know, I'll tell you the truth. Because it wasn't really a part that stood out to me like this. I do like Wendy's little shade when she was like, I still don't know what's going on. Like, I went to the runway show. The only thing that was good was the crab legs. And now we're working out on rooftops. Like, what is going on? But anyway, guys, catch you guys on the next video. Sorry it's late, but you know, the holidays and all, I was getting into the spirit. Bye.